We can generally group galaxies into 4 different types. And I mentioned that our Milky Way galaxy is a type of spiral. More specifically, it's a barred spiral galaxy. Then we have spirals that are kind of related there. Ellipticals are kind of spherical. They're spherical galaxies. And then irregulars are, you tell me what sort of shape they are. I have some photographs here of these types of galaxies. Now this actually is the Sombrero galaxy, and you definitely can see the nuclear bulge that our Milky Way galaxy has. And you can't really see the spiral part of the arms, but just because of its edge-on shape, we know that it's a type of spiral. So that's and they say it's true that the more kind of fluffy that nuclear bulge like that is, then the more wound up or the more tightly wound the spiral arms are. This then is more of a face-on galaxy. You can definitely see the 2 major spiral arms, and you can see actually a bar of stars kind of go across the nuclear bulge. Again, most galaxies have a supermassive black hole in their center. And isn't that pretty? So this is more what we call a face-on instead of edge-on, but this is a barred spiral galaxy, much like we think our Milky Way galaxy is. And then we have the ellipticals, and it might be kind of hard to tell. This is actually several galaxies. You're familiar with the constellation Leo, or excuse me, the constellation Virgo, maybe? And we're going to see soon that oftentimes galaxies kind of cluster together and form clusters. This is a cluster of galaxies. Is that not awesome or what? And these aren't spirals. These are actually elliptical galaxies. And then last but not least, we kind of have a catch-all. This is the Large Magellanic Cloud, which we can't see in our hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, I think it would be beautiful. I'll put it on my bucket list. So what just kind of looks like a kind of a disturbed blob of who knows what, that actually is a galaxy in and of its own of stars outside of our galaxy. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So, what else do we have? Oh, yeah. So I kind of finish up the idea of the different types of galaxies with this. I hope you can kind of make this out. This is my version of the Hubble Space Telescope, HST, Hubble Space Telescope. And the Hubble Space Telescope is kind of on, it orbits the Earth. And it takes pictures, has taken a lot of pictures. One of the things it did, I think early on, was to basically take a place in the sky where there was nothing. And I say nothing, it picked it so there was basically no stars. And then it began to photograph. And so that little region where it looked like there was nothing, actually there is a lot of something. So these are basically, you can't even see the same shape there. This is the field of view that Hubble returned with regard to seeing distant galaxies. And so you can almost kind of make out the 3 different types of galaxies that we've been talking about in this figure.